Former WWE head writer Vince Russo feels Paul Heyman should seek help to ensure Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed win at SummerSlam. With Seth Rollins out of action, his associates face a huge challenge at the PLE. Breaker and Reed will team up to face Roman Reigns and Jey Uso at SummerSlam. In the weeks leading up to the PLE, the heels have decimated Roman and Jey on multiple occasions, setting up a huge matchup at the biggest event of the summer. On a recent episode of Writing with Russo, the wrestling veteran claimed that Paul Heyman could enlist someone like Karrion Kross to help them out. Russo suggested that the Oracle could tempt Kross with the Money in the Bank briefcase. He felt this would add more dimensions to the story, with Kross becoming a major figure in the stable. What would make it really interesting is we find out that Kross gets involved. Kross helps them win, but we don't exactly know why. Then we find out that Heyman made a deal with Kross. You help us out and your gift in return will be the Money in the Bank case. Now you got trouble in the ranks. Now Kross can take over as the leader of the group. There's just a lot of things you can really do with that. 1624 onwards. With tensions rising and unexpected alliances forming, it will be interesting to see if Russo's prediction about Paul Heyman comes true at SummerSlam. Pritiush is a WWE news writer for Sportskeeda Wrestling, who started watching wrestling in the later part of the Attitude Era. Although he holds a bachelor's degree in engineering, Pritiush was a creative writer for his college, and his flair for creativity and love of pro wrestling eventually led him to the journalism field. After an initial stint in 2016 to 2017, he has been writing regularly for Sportskeeda since 2021. As someone who loves and respects the business, he prides himself on factual, clean, and ethical reporting, free of plagiarism and AI usage. One of the ways he ensures this is by transcribing videos that he reports on. Pritiush had the privilege of interviewing superstar Matt Hardy in his career so far. Although his favorite wrestler is CM Punk, as he relates to his straight-edge philosophy. When he is not reporting news, he loves reading and collecting WWE action figures. He currently owns over 500 wrestling figures and merchandise. Paul Heyman, widely regarded as one of the most cunning masterminds in WWE history, could be at the center of another shocking twist at this year's SummerSlam, according to a bold prediction made by a respected wrestling veteran. With the Bloodline storyline already filled with betrayals, shifting allegiances, and unexpected turns, Heyman's next move may once again shake the foundation of WWE. In an exclusive conversation with us, former WWE star and backstage insider Dutch Mantel, known to many fans as Zeb Coulter, shared his belief that Heyman may be planning to strike a covert deal with another WWE superstar, potentially orchestrating a betrayal that could have long-term ramifications for the Bloodline and the rest of WWE's power dynamics. I've seen Paul Heyman operate from both inside and outside the ring, Mantel said. If people think he's just standing on the sidelines while the Bloodline crumbles, they're not paying attention. He always has a plan, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's already talking to someone behind the scenes, setting up the next chapter of this saga. The timing of Mantel's prediction is particularly noteworthy. SummerSlam, one of WWE's biggest annual events, is just around the corner, and speculation around the Bloodline's future is at an all-time high. With Roman Reigns absent due to injury and Solo Sikoa asserting himself as the de facto leader of the family faction, questions are swirling about whether Heyman still serves Solo, or if he's preparing to serve someone else entirely. Rumors are intensifying that Heyman may align himself with a rising star rather than remain tied to the splintered Bloodline. Several names have been floated as possible partners for Heyman, including Jacob Fatu, who recently made a devastating impact in his WWE debut, and even outside possibilities like Carmelo Hayes or Braun Breaker, young superstars with the charisma and ring skills to take WWE into its next era. Heyman's history of guiding careers from Brock Lesnar to CM Punk, from Roman Reigns to the Dudley Boys, positions him as a kingmaker in WWE. His ability to elevate talent, manipulate narratives, and turn the tide of entire storylines makes him a wild card heading into SummerSlam. Dutch Mantel added, "You don't put a guy like Paul Heyman on TV every week unless there's a reason. He doesn't just show up to hold a microphone. He's a storyteller, a plotter. I wouldn't be shocked if he's already planted the seeds of a turn that we won't fully understand until after SummerSlam." This isn't the first time Heyman has been at the center of a major WWE shift. His alliance with Roman Reigns in 2020 reshaped SmackDown and elevated the Bloodline into one of WWE's most dominant factions. That partnership ultimately helped Reigns become the longest-reigning Universal Champion in WWE history. But with Reigns sidelined, the faction weakened by internal conflicts, and Solo Sikoa asserting himself in ruthless fashion, Heyman's role has become more ambiguous. Many fans have noticed subtle changes in Heyman's demeanor in recent weeks. No longer as confident, visibly distressed, and even hesitant to fully endorse Solo's leadership, Heyman appears caught between loyalty and survival. Wrestling analysts have speculated that this could all be part of a larger plan, a long con that ends in a dramatic twist. Paul's been looking scared, Mantell pointed out. But I think that's an act. He's playing the game like only he can. And if I know Paul, he's already figured out how to come out on top. Social media has erupted with fan theories, with users on platforms like X, formerly Twitter, and Reddit dissecting every segment involving Heyman. Some believe Heyman may be using Solo as a placeholder while secretly recruiting a new leader for a reimagined version of the Bloodline. Others suggest that Heyman might turn against the Bloodline altogether, aligning himself with an entirely new faction that could pose a threat to WWE's current order. As WWE's second biggest premium live event of the year prepares to take center stage, all eyes are on Paul Heyman. Will he remain loyal? Will he betray once again? Or will he unleash a new force that reshapes WWE forever? The answers may arrive at SummerSlam, but with Heyman, nothing is ever as it seems. While WWE has not confirmed any storyline details, they have heavily teased major developments for SummerSlam. The card itself features high-stakes matches, but the undercurrent of drama surrounding the Bloodline has become a primary draw. The absence of Roman Reigns has only added to the mystery, leading many to believe that WWE may be preparing for a passing of the torch or a complete overhaul of the faction. Insiders close to WWE Creative have hinted that something big is planned involving Heyman, but the specifics remain tightly under wraps. Triple H, now overseeing much of WWE's creative direction, has reportedly approved a high-impact storyline twist for SummerSlam involving one of the company's most veteran talents. While not named, many believe this could be a reference to Heyman. Heyman's potential involvement in a seismic shift isn't just about storytelling. It could be a strategic move to elevate new stars and reset WWE's long-term booking. With top names like Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, and LA Knight currently battling for top billing, introducing a new Heyman-backed force could tip the balance and reinvigorate ongoing rivalries. Adding to the intrigue is the presence of Jacob Fatu, who stormed onto the WWE scene with a ferocity rarely seen. As a member of the Inoue family, Fatu has legitimate ties to the Bloodline and could serve as either a loyal enforcer or a revolutionary who tears the group down from within. If Heyman were to back him, it would be a callback to his ECW days, when he built stars from the ground up with grit and intensity. "There's a storm coming, and I think Paul Heyman is the eye of it," Mantell said. "I don't think he's afraid of Solo Sikoa. I think he's using him, just like he's used others. And when the dust settles at SummerSlam, I believe we'll see Paul standing next to someone we never expected." Speculation also includes the idea that Heyman may use SummerSlam to orchestrate a surprise return, either of Roman Reigns in a shocking betrayal or another legend like The Rock, though the latter remains highly unlikely due to Hollywood obligations. Still, the possibility adds another layer of suspense. Whether or not Mantell's prediction proves true, what's clear is that Paul Heyman remains one of WWE's most enigmatic figures. His facial expressions, body language, and limited but powerful words are dissected weekly by fans and pundits alike. Every gesture is loaded with implication, and every appearance carries the possibility of a major revelation. With SummerSlam on the horizon, WWE fans are bracing for another chapter in the Bloodline saga, and perhaps the beginning of something entirely new. Heyman's future actions could determine the direction of WWE's storytelling for months, if not years, to come. Mantell concluded, "Heyman is the most dangerous man in wrestling, not because he hits the hardest, but because he's always 2 steps ahead. SummerSlam might just be the stage where he unveils his next masterpiece."